Before we begin talking about how to market your video on Facebook, we want to help you understand some best practices for video creation. Over the past year, we here at Entrepreneur have spent over 100 grand on video views for our portfolio artists and agency and coaching clients. So we've been able to test many different types of videos to see what works best. As we've stated before, Facebook is a social content sharing platform. We log into Facebook to increase our social status by consuming and then sharing many different types of content. But our pathway for consumption typically starts with those who we know personally. And that is why when crafting a video for virality on Facebook, the content that works best often mimics qualities of content that our friends might share. We have broken down the different types of videos that we have tested into 6 defining criteria. These criteria have helped us understand the different types of videos you can run and how they correspond to the environment in which you will be advertising them. The first thing you must decide when crafting a video for Facebook ads is whether your audio will be pre-recorded tracks or a live performance. Here is an example of a video using pre-recorded tracks.
Imagine if the bullets that could pod missed by an inch and he was sitting here listening to kids reflecting on how the game would be if them shots didn't miss him.
And then here is an example of a video using the live performance style.
Y'all don't want peace. Y'all want my piece of the pie. Y'all want my piece of the vibe. Want my people to cry. You don't want to reach, but if I reach, I should die.
After running dozens of videos in each of these styles, we have found that live performance consistently outperforms pre-recorded tracks. It's interesting to note, however, that the very best results we have achieved were with a pre-recorded audio style video. However, we can say with near certainty that the performance of that video was due entirely to other criteria in this list. It's possible that had that video been a live performance style, it may have done significantly better, especially considering it's a 6.5-minute rap song with no breaks. There may be many factors contributing to the success of most live performance videos we have tested. Our theory goes like this. We typically interact with content that displays lower levels of sonic and visual quality. More highly produced audio sounds like it falls outside the scope of well-shared content on Facebook. We believe that pre-recorded audio-style videos underperform because they sound different than the content we typically share with our friends. If you do decide to create a video with a live performance audio track, you then have to decide if it will be acoustic or electric. We have seen lots of success with both of these, so there's no general rule of thumb here. We recommend that you go with the style that you can pull off most impressively. Here's an example of a live electronic performance video.
2 weeks on no sleep. My mind is racing, got bills to pay, yeah. There's 2 beasts inside my mind. One's telling me to stay, the other's telling me to go. Screaming, baby, this life.
And here is an example of an acoustic live performance video.
Wondering what did I do wrong to you to decide it was time to go, because we had to, because I tried the best that I could to have to hold you.
If you are a rapper, this previous example we showed you falls into the acoustic performance category.
Want us to meet our demise, you peak? I think I see what you'll find. You've seen what I've seen online, but don't think you're reading my mind. I believe this. I mean what I speak. It might seem like I'm grieving when reaching this deep. I don't sleep.
While there are many different ways to pull these types of videos off, we do have a few recommendations for what we've seen work in the past. If you are going to record an electric live performance video, incorporating the use of live looping technology can definitely give you a leg up. People love to see something being built in front of their eyes, and this type of content works extremely well on Facebook. Our friend DIY musician Ari Herstand has built a strong music career by incorporating the power of live looping. And in 2017, Irish band The Academic used latency in Facebook live streaming to live loop an entire song, and it went organically viral while it was being recorded live. These examples and more show how electronic live performance can be augmented with live looping to up the chances of the video going viral and having massive success. So whether you're going to create an electronic or acoustic live performance, two things have done consistently well across all of the videos we have tested. The first is heightened emotion. This video by the 502s features their lead singer getting into the energy of the song. Whether you're acting out a somber, sad performance or taking part in a romping good time, you should seek to convey the energy of the song you're performing. We believe this is because heightened emotion takes a video from being commonplace to being somewhat abnormal. We share content that says something about us, that we are deep, that we're complicated, that we're intelligent, that we know how to have a good time, right? By conveying a heightened sense of emotion in your performance, you can raise the likelihood that someone may want to share it. Not because of how cool you are, but of how cool it makes them look to their network. Self-interest is the guiding principle here. We only share content to elevate our own status in some way. The second is more instruments. In this video we previously showed you by Dukes, a member of the band pulls out a saxophone at about the minute 45 mark. In this video by the 502s, Kaylee is blowing a trumpet in a tiny laundry room. These are uncommon, heightened experiences involving instruments. The incorporation of more, less ordinary instruments has generally improved the results of live performance videos. And that is because they are acceptable examples of the extraordinary. Most people do not have access to a violinist or a cellist or a saxophonist. So when one appears, it can interrupt the pattern and command attention. The next criteria you must decide whether running a video with live or pre-recorded audio is the quality of your camera. In this arena, we have seen both professional and more candid style camera quality perform well. More important than camera quality, it seems, is lighting and context. If you don't have access to a high quality DSLR, an iPhone or just a lower level digital camera will do just fine. When you've decided whether your video will be live or pre-recorded audio, acoustic or electric, and shot with a professional or a consumer level camera, you then have to decide upon the style of your video. Some videos involve a storyline in addition to performance components and require viewers to take part in that story. Here's an example of a story-driven video.
She just wanna party on a weekend, still make it to church on a Sunday. She just wanna make it into heaven and still hit the club with her best friend and shake some, shake some. Man, it get hot up in the church. Fans wait.
Some videos do not feature a story. They rely entirely on the artist's performance. And here's an example of one of these types of videos.
Northwestern Mutual calling. Conversation about some money, all the usual talking. Advising me on my life as if that dude could've solved it. Half black, half Asian, I'm the usual target. Only focused on the present, all the past way. Even though it glad what happened back in the day. I come from a town where boys get slapped in the face. I was hooping with Mel, met Zay, and laughing with Trey. Teaching me how to write is something.
If you are going to use live performance audio in your video, then this decision has pretty much already been made for you. While you can incorporate small story elements into live performances, it's not necessary and kind of difficult to pull off. But if you're going to use pre-recorded audio in a music video style format, you can incorporate a story. But we don't necessarily recommend it. Story-driven videos have typically underperformed in the past, and while the video example we previously showed you of Chris Cannon's Chances did very, very well, it was very specifically aimed at the audience we were serving it to, which was church-going music fans. Making a story-driven video that performs well can be quite cost-prohibitive, whereas live performance videos are almost always very, very cheap to make. Because you can get results at a lower cost with cheaper live performance videos, it's not advisable that you attempt to create a story-driven, big-budget music video. However, if you already have one, they definitely can work, so I would test it out. Now that you have decided upon these elements, there's an important criteria you need to be aware of that took us quite a while to realize it was going on. And that is whether your video is going to be multiple shots with multiple different camera angles or in one continuous shot. For this, we highly recommend single shot videos. If you think about it, a majority of the viral videos you have seen involving music are comprised of one unbroken shot. OK Go has had newsworthy success with both static single shot and moving single shot videos. Most candid performance viral videos have been one single unbroken shot. Single shot videos transport us. They put us squarely in the environment. They're also kind of reminiscent of videos our friends might share, which typically do not involve multiple camera angles. And because single shot videos are more aligned with the normal social content that we see and share, they typically perform far better than multi-shot videos. And finally, it is important to pay attention to the setting of your video. In the past, we've ran traffic on videos that involve extraordinary settings, tropical rainforests, mountains and cliffs, abandoned buildings, salt flats, etc. These videos typically do not perform very well. We believe this is because our friends typically don't share videos that take place in the Scottish Glens or the plains of the savannah. Our friends share videos that take place at like a party or at a nightclub or in their living room or in a car or on the street somewhere. And because the setting of most viral videos is more commonplace, videos that take place in a familiar setting typically perform far better. Where your video is shot does not need to be extraordinary. What should be extraordinary is what happens in it. And that is why pulling out a saxophone in a living room can have such a dramatic impact. Here's an example of a video in an uncommon setting that did not do very well.
I'm alone here with my worst enemy. You get it now? Let it out, I be confessing my flaws. Then I'm progressing my thoughts and redirect the lost cause. Yes!
And once again, here is a video of the 502s in a laundry room. What we have gone over in this video is not set in stone. It's simply observations we have gathered over the last 2 years of running these kinds of campaigns. Your genre, your subject matter, and your audiences can all have a dramatic impact on the content that works best for you. While the most consistent, best performing videos have been single, moving shot videos with live acoustic performances like this one.
I gotta ride. I am a product of every martyr ever idolized. What's honor to Gandhi, but I'm more a shaman that's out the box.
We have seen multi-camera static shot live performance videos work.
Screaming, baby, does life get better?
And single moving shot music videos work.
To feel mortal, what a feeling. Lifeline through these rhymes here, I'm living. Driven, wounds turn to lessons when they're healing. There's never a limit. What's big without pop? What's Chris without Scott? What's beef without Glocks? What's peace without cops? What's missed without God?
If one of these types of content does not perform well for you, we recommend changing the configuration of the criteria we've outlined here until you find a winner. So now you know all the different points on which we split these different kinds of videos, and if you have trouble with getting a high-performing piece of content, just change one of these different criteria and you should be able to find one that works for you, your sound, your genre, and your audience. I hope that explains all the different observations that we've made over the past 2 years about these kinds of videos, and I hope it informs you as to what kind of video you should be preparing for this kind of campaign. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next lesson.